That was different.
How different was it?
Female bedbugs tolerate being traumatically stabbed by male penises.
What kind of insect porn are you watching?
It's on my fucking website. It's on Thanksgiving. A gay thinks that I'm not a female bedbug. That's disgusting, dude.
To say the least.
Like, how would you like to be stabbed by penises?
I don't even want to know about bedbugs.
Yeah, but imagine you being a female bedbug getting stabbed by mad dicks.
We're almost at the 45-second mark, by the way. I've been recording this whole time.
Good. Ass.
I try.
Why do you do that to me? Like, I have to be careful what I say now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SuperFan Chronicles. My name is SuperBeard Vince Hoover. The guy over there embarrassing himself about stabbing people with dicks is PB and Jib, Jeremiah Holland. And this is take 2 of episode 5. We had some technical issues and a really crappy audio program that lost all our audio for the last episode 5, so here we go. We're going to try again, and hopefully all is well. If all is not well, then oh well. But
Facebook, Twitter.
yeah. As always, you can check us out on Facebook.com/SuperFan Chronicles. Also on Twitter at SuperFan Podcast or at PBandJib3. That's PBandJib3. As well as you're going to check us out here on superfanchronicles.castmate.fm, where you can download and or stream our podcast whenever and wherever you like. So we're going to try and talk about some of the same topics we talked about the first time we tried doing this. And as well, we have other things, apologize for that little noise, but other things that we want to talk about that have come up since Tuesday that we want to talk about, like our theory of the Big Bang and other things we have found that have been quite fascinating. So to start off, we're going to start off with the same thing we started off last time, and that is with the
Spider-Man.
Yeah, huge news that Spider-Man, Sony Entertainment is working with Marvel Studios to bring Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He'll be making his first appearance in Captain America 3 Civil War, which is a huge deal. If anybody who's ever read the comic book, and I highly recommend, even if you're not a big comic book fan, I would definitely recommend going to get in the Civil War graphic novel collection. It's a fantastic read. It was written extremely well. If you have any familiarity with the characters, you can easily and just jump on board and have a good time and enjoy every minute of it. But for the sake of those who don't feel like reading, the Civil War was where a group of like D-list superheroes got a reality show, and while they're filming this reality show and trying to stop these bad guys, they kind of go overboard, causing one of the bad guys, who's another D-list bad guy, to use his power, which ends up blowing up an entire school full of elementary kids. So the government freaks out, doesn't know what to do. They're like, all right, here's what we gotta do. We gotta make everybody's a superhero. They need to license themselves as a superhero. They need to come to the government, register their secret identity, and become federal agents. And some heroes were for it, some were against it. The crazy thing was that the government really thought that Captain America, being the poster boy for USA, and everybody already knows his name, his identity's already out there. Everybody knows Steve Rogers is Captain America. He'll easily do it. He'll do it. No problem. Well, they were wrong, because he was actually very well against it. Because the idea of registering your secret identity means that anybody you're close to, family, friends, what have you...
Wasn't he in the military, though?
Yeah, he was in the military.
So he already signed his life away.
Sort of, yeah.
So there was really nothing different.
Yeah, but he was already out of the service at that point. He was just at that point.
They still own you.
So, yeah, true. We'll get into that in a whole other discussion.
True.
But, he was against it. He thought, you're going to endanger the lives of all those people. And Iron Man, at that time, not like in the movies, he comes out and says, I'm Iron Man. Well, at that point, nobody knew that Tony Stark was Iron Man. Like, it was still secret. He stepped up and said, no, we need to do this. This is horrid what happened. We need to register. The government's right. So he stepped up, admitted he was Tony Stark and Iron Man, and he convinced Peter Parker, Spider-Man, to do the same.
But would you consider Iron Man as a real superhero?
Absolutely.
Or would you say that Tony Stark is just a pure genius?
That's part of his super abilities.
Yeah, but, and Stephen Hawkins is a pure genius.
Who's also stuck in a wheelchair. But what the thing was with Tony Stark is he's what's called a futurist. He was so far ahead of his time. He was literally creating things that should have been created 50 years in the future, 100 years in the future. And again, this is a comic book, so they could do stuff like that. But, he was able to create a super costume and multiple versions of it, like the Hulkbuster style, which you'll see in Avengers 2 and stuff like that. Regardless, the big key into the Civil War storyline was the fact that Peter Parker stepped up and said, I'm joining Iron Man. This is who I am. I'm Peter Parker. And almost instantly, his Aunt May and his wife Mary Jane were both kidnapped by his villains and almost killed. He started to realize, as hero fought hero, because the heroes who wouldn't sign up were considered rebels. It was almost like, and that's, again, the term Civil War. They were fighting, and Spider-Man realized how wrong Tony Stark was, and how he'd almost become villainous in the way he was doing things. He became very shady, very underhanded. He cloned Thor, which Thor had died right before this had started. And he used the blood of Thor to clone him, and that clone went rogue. And it was like an android clone. It was this weird thing, but it led to Peter Parker switching sides and joining Captain America's side. It was a very key point in the storyline, and now that was something they were going to use the Black Panther. They were going to use the Black Panther in that part. Because the Marvel Studios didn't have rights to Spider-Man cinematically. So they're like, well, we'll stick the Black Panther in there. And it wouldn't have worked nearly the same, because the Black Panther is the king of Wakanda. It's a non-existent African tribe, but it actually is in it's in Southern Africa.
Antarctica? Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, well, because there's a tribe in Antarctica as well, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but that's called the Savage Land. I had it backwards, sorry. That's where dinosaurs still live, if you were curious. In the Marvel world, there's an area in Antarctica that's actually tropical. Figure that one out. But that's comic books for you. They can do whatever they want. Anyways, they were going to use the Black Panther, but he's a king. Like, he's a king of these people, and he's also in charge of the only where you can get vibranium, which is the metal that Captain America's shield is made out of, which is indestructible. It also actually reverberates energy. So it doesn't just block energy, it reverberates it. So it wouldn't have made as much sense. Now you have this, and again, Spider-Man is going to be redone as a high school student, so we're going back to him being a high school student, like he should be. Not in college, not an adult, not working for Daily Planet. He's a high school student. So now you have this basically impressionable kid, who's saving lives, who has these powers. With great power comes great responsibility. And sure enough, he gets in the middle of this, and now he can be a part of it. My only issue is, though, well, the great thing I have to say, I'll preface this by saying that the great thing is that there's literally no money exchanging hands between Marvel and Sony. Marvel isn't taking a dime, nor are they paying a dime to have the rights for Spider-Man for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that being said, Sony will still do the individual Spider-Man movie as well as the spin-off movie, the Venom movie, and the Sinister Six movie.
I'm trying to find a meme right now. There was a really good one on Facebook the other day about Daily Planet. It had to do with Daily Planet and the
Ryan Williams.
Ryan Williams.
I showed you that. It was on Twitter.
Okay. You got that.
I'll tell that in a second. But Sony has said that they would have Kevin Feige, the executive producer of Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's going to help, and he's going to be the producer for the new solo reboot Spider-Man movie. Well, they're not having him involved when it comes to the Sinister Six movie or the Venom movie, and I think that's actually a really bad idea. Sony hasn't done very well when it comes to villains in the Spider-Man universe. The best one they had was when they had the Doc Octopus in the second Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. That was the closest thing to a legitimate villain. If you look at Sandman, that was kind of a joke. You look at Venom, that was really a joke. The Green Goblin in the first one, terrible. It was like a Power Ranger.
Yeah.
And then you go back to the other Spider-Man movies, you have... actually, you know what? The Lizard wasn't bad. In the first one with Andrew Garfield, the Lizard...
Yeah.
That was actually done pretty well. Okay, I'll give him that one. But even then, the whole... He's going to create a race of lizard people was kind of absurd. Then you have Green Goblin again, and you have Electro. And they were just bad. Really bad. So... I think the fact that they're making actual movies about spin-off movies about villains and not having Kevin Feige involved is a really bad idea. Because they don't exactly have the best track record when it comes to those,
Yeah, that's true.
So, going back to that meme he was talking about, it's funny. We were talking about. For those who don't know, it's kind of hard not to know because it's freaking everywhere nowadays. Brian Williams is in a lot of trouble, and he's actually been suspended for 6 months from NBC Nightly News because he had
lied about his account.
I'm not gonna say he lied.
He lied.
I'm gonna say he embellished, and here's why.
No, he lied. How can you say that your helicopter got shot when you weren't even on the helicopter that got shot? You weren't even with the 2 helicopters that did get shot.
No, what the story has come out recently was that he was on the helicopter behind the one that got hit. They too had to go down. For somebody who's never been in combat, that can be traumatizing and terrorizing, and there's a thing called false memories.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. So...
But even then, I mean, you...
But
look at the Katrina stuff.
Okay. Well, the Katrina stuff turned out to be that he didn't lie. That's all been thrown out.
Okay. This must have just happened.
Yeah, this has all been in the last couple days. But the main thing has been that helicopter deal. But what's funny is because Brian Williams is not your typical, oh, I'm going to be on the jock of George W. Bush. No, oh, I'm not. You know, he's been very middle ground, you know, open-ended. He's getting lambasted, whereas, let's take Bill O'Reilly, for example. Bill O'Reilly lied about being in the service, period. Said he was actually in the service. Go look
at half the stuff Al Sharpton lies about.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
Bill O'Reilly lied about actually being enlisted. He actually said he enlisted. He has said he served time. And that was all a lie. And yet he still has his show. Nobody's asking for his resignation. Nobody would ever do that. You know, and so I feel it's a bit hypocritical, and that's why I use the word embellish, because false memories, this and that, it's just how it worked out. And now he's being suspended. Well, in lieu of this, there's a great, if anybody, I have to look it up, but if anybody can follow it, there's a great Twitter account that it's Superman. It's the words of Superman, and it's really freaking good. I'm trying to find a title for you guys now so you can actually look him up. I follow him. He follows me. It's awesome.
He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Well, it's Superman.
No, I'm not saying him. I'm saying you.
Oh, well, that's true, too.
I was lying.
Yeah. Well, that means you have to go on a 6-month hiatus for lying.
Oh. Then take that back.
No, he is.
I embellished. I didn't lie.
There you go.
There you go. I Clintonized. Right?
Well, there's plenty of that.
Well, we didn't have sex. Just give me a blowjob.
All right, I can't find it. There's too many people on here right now. Putting out all kinds of crap. But it's Superman's Twitter account. It's not like Henry Cavill or anything like that. It's actually Superman. Somebody who, as the personification of Superman. But he talks about how, he says, Brian Williams has been suspended for 6 months due to the inaccuracies of his reporting. That was the post from NBC.com. He retweeted that and then said, man, I hope the Daily Planet never finds out about Clark Kent's true identity.
Oh, yeah. It was just like that.
And I'm like, and it's just brilliant to me to look at it like that. I've always been a big fan of Brian Williams. He's got a great sense of humor. He's got a great wit about him. So it's upsetting to see him go through this. It's upsetting that he lied. I mean, he embellished, he lied, whatever you want to call it, false memories. It still sucks. But at least, you know, he's been like, look. And that was the thing that, too, nobody else found out about this. He openly admitted it. He's like, look.
What bothers me is it's coming out.
He's like,
how many years later?
10. Almost 10 years later.
Like 10 years.
But he comes out and goes, look, you know, I realized the more I thought about it, I wasn't in that helicopter. He admitted it. It wasn't like somebody like, hey, he wasn't really there. Here's the proof. He admitted it.
Well, it's not like he's been constantly saying, oh, yeah, I was in this. He only said it like once or twice or something. It only came up a couple times.
Yeah. And that's back when it happened.
Exactly.
And now, like, the helicopter pilot who was in the helicopter that got hit tried saying that he called NBC and reported that he wasn't in that one and that he was ignored. And to me, it just sounds like he's trying to get a buck.
Yeah.
Because why would you not go on YouTube or on Facebook or on Twitter or go to NBC's rival affiliates like ABC and CBS and Fox News? Why not go to them with this story if you told NBC and NBC ignored you?
Because he's an idiot?
No, because he's now looking for money. He sees that Brian Williams come out with this. Now he's like, I can make a buck off this. Like, now I can be interviewed and I can get my story out there. Maybe I can get my own American Sniper movie because of this. Shit like that. That's what I think it is. Yeah. I think it's a guy trying to collect $1. He's sitting on his couch getting fat, collecting VA benefits, and it's not enough for him. I really think that's what it is.
Oh, why are you talking about me like that?
No, not you. You're not getting fat. I'm the one getting fat.
I'm trying to get fat.
I'm the one getting fat.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, though.
What?
My new workout program, T25, is kicking my ass. Holy crap.
Yeah, so is mine. It consists of waking up, walking to the fridge.
Masturbating?
Possibly.
While walking to the fridge?
You never know. It depends, if Titus wakes up or not.
Is that when the peanut butter comes out when he wakes up?
Oh, man. I should probably deny it. I should probably say no, but, I mean, I'm just digging a hole right now. I did not do stuff with my dog. Although he was really cute, and this isn't going well.
No, just stop talking. You're just keep digging that hole. digging that hole.
You would have thought I learned with all the girls I dated to shut my mouth, but...
Yeah, no, that's why you're not dating them anymore.
No, I'm not dating them anymore because they're a bunch of hoes.
Oh, that's true. And this is why you're on Tinder trying to find that right one.
Oh, no. I'm on Tinder because I get bored and I want to talk to people. Titus, talking only goes so far with Titus when he just stares at you and tries to hit you in the face. Like, there's no communication back. On Tinder, at least you can make fun of people and be just be an idiot and never meet the person.
Yeah, I don't know if I should laugh at that or cry. That was kind of sad.
Then why don't you do something about it, Mr. Vince?
Why do I have to do something about your sex life?
I'm not asking for sex. I could care less about the sex right now.
Okay, why do I have to do about your social life? Why is that my job all of a sudden? All right, real quick, we're going to do something. This might make a clicking sound. We're going to adjust our mics down to the -10.
Why?
Because our spiking levels are really high.
Ready, go. I beat you. Whoa, what do I have to do?
You move it to -10.
All right.
Click it over to -10.
What about the straight dick or limp dick?
That's a base reduction.
It's on limp right now.
Let's see what happens if we go back up. Sorry about that click once again. We're not actually listening to this. I have no idea.
Okay, whatever. It will work.
Right, it'll work.
We'll figure it out. As long as it saves.
Right now, we probably sound like that. We got the bass up now, so we probably sound like that dude doing the monster truck.
Are you
Sunday? So
do you
Come see Grave Digger.
Grave Digger. No, if you so what's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie?
Favorite movie?
Braveheart.
Forrest Gump.
That's one of my top 5.
I may be dumb, but I sure do know what love is.
Do that way too well. I always thought I did a good impression, but that was more than spot on. That was breeding.
I love you, Johnny.
Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, man.
Lieutenant Dan got a new leg.
Oh, I love that movie. It just makes you feel good about yourself, but it makes you feel like a bum at the same time.
Yeah, because he does all this stuff. No intelligence.
Box of chocolates.
Just kind of happens. But what's funny is I actually have the 15th anniversary edition of that, so it actually came in a box of chocolates. You can scratch and sniff the chocolate and everything. Has the feather from the movie, too, in it. It's awesome.
Just like the napkin we saw at school the other day flying around?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And we played the theme song. So we were at school eating lunch, and there was this napkin literally just flying through the air, but doing the same movements that the feather does in the movie.
Just like,
and
you're just like, oh my god.
And so then the Forrest Gump song comes into your head, and childhood memories come back, and then you think of
for you,
stories like Old Yeller and My Dog Skip, and then you start crying. It's just really embarrassing.
I had to hold him.
Huh?
I had to hold you till you stopped crying.
No, you didn't.
Well, no, I refused to. I was supposed to.
Oh, okay.
It was awkward. We were outside.
Oh, man. I worry about you.
You worry about me?
I worry about myself, actually.
Yeah, that makes more sense. No, I worry about myself, too.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Some black holes.
Yeah.
Not really.
Hold on just 1 second. I apologize. You can keep talking.
Achoo! That was
There's
cute.
probably going to be one more.
Bless you. All right, so we were bringing up the topic about...
There it goes.
That's distracting.
Yeah. I just died twice. You realize that, right?
You look like you got off twice.
You die when you sneeze. Every single time you sneeze, you die.
No, you don't.
Your entire system shuts down for 0.00015 seconds.
That sounds like the biggest.
Your brain
that
shuts
sounds
off.
like that sounds like global warming.
No,
it's just
your
a load
brain
of crap.
shuts off. Your heart shuts off. Everything stops for that amount of time.
So when you get off, does the same thing happen?
No, because the same thing doesn't happen.
Essentially, the same thing happens.
Nothing. It's nothing similar. Sneezing and
on to the next topic.
Are nothing. No,
Mister. I got to be right about everything. I feel like I'm in a relationship with you. My
wife's going. I agree.
Yeah. You can't win with this guy.
No.
According to the 10th page, 3 links down on Google.
What bothers him is the fact that I actually have the ability to prove when I'm right, and he doesn't.
I just talk louder.
Yeah.
Because when you talk louder, they can't say anything. So my solution is just talk louder, and I win the argument. Right? How many times have I won doing that?
This is why I'm married and he's single.
Vince, I really... That might be why.
Oop, just hit my mic. Sorry about that.
Granted, I don't know if I'm capable of getting married at this point.
By the way, I promise we are not drinking. There is no alcohol involved in this podcast.
I haven't drinking in 3 weeks.
That's good.
I haven't drank in 3 weeks.
That's good. We'll get you a chip.
A chip?
You get the little chips from
Oh,
AA,
trust me, I have a bunch of those already.
Yeah, my dad had a whole collection of those. He used to pop open his Canadian club with them.
The best thing to go do when you go to AA meetings is find people similar to your age group and go out for a drink afterwards. Specifically the girls, because you meet some really nice girls there. So you go out for a drink. You know that's their weakness. It's their Achilles heel. You win.
It sounds like an infomercial for rape.
No, there's no...
And then you drop the roofie in.
So, alright. This is going to disturb a lot of people. So when I was younger... This is horrible. When I was younger, I used to listen to Oldies 94.3, which is an Oldies radio station. So they used to have this guy on there that would do a commercial, and his name was Matthew Girk, and it was called the memory switch system, right? So I would literally listen to this every day in the shower, and I have the entire commercial memorized, including the phone number. No joke. You want me to do it? Hi, my name is Matthew Girk, and I'll show you how to do it in the memory switch system. I'll show you how to call names, dates, facts, figures, even business and technical data in a split second and remember for years. I'll show you how to lock information you see, hear, and read into your memory so you can recall it right when you need it for as long as you need it. Just give me 1 short hour, and I'll improve your memory so dramatically people will notice. Call toll free 1-800-634-7380. 1-800-634-7380. If you really call that number, you'll get to us.
If it's even still around.
No, it is. I called it 2 days ago.
Well, apparently it works because you memorized the commercial.
That's what I thought. I was like, it worked. I need to call this guy. He also has a parenting one too. So essentially, what they do is they give you a baseball bat to beat your kid. But so you can pick the parenting one or the memory one. He brainwashed me via shower, which is rape.
In essence,
it's mind rape while I was naked. Sorry for the commercial break.
I have a feeling a lot of bad things happen to you in the shower.
No. All my best ideas come in the shower. It's just as soon as I dry off, I forget them.
You should get one of those waterproof pads.
What?
Those waterproof writing pads.
Oh, waterproof pads. I was like, I'm not a girl. I don't need those.
That's debatable. But
No. What you do is you just get a Sharpie and write on your shower.
Okay, so if you know that, why haven't you done that?
Because I don't come up with good ideas anymore. Because I'm too busy trying to keep the dog out of the shower. Then I can't focusing on showering. So half the time,
do you want to know why he gets in the shower?
I think
you showed me perfectly well why he gets in the shower. You practically raped that dog on a daily basis, dude. You humped him across the floor. You said, "Look, I'm humping him. Look, he's on top of the dog. He then motorboats the dog.
No,
he motorboats the dog.
Let me defend myself.
No, I'm gonna talk louder now, so I win this argument. He motorboats the dog on the porch so people can watch because he's into voyeurism as well. And he has the dog locked up, and Titus's face, he keeps looking at me like, help me, help me.
Okay, first off, I've been trying to teach him how to crawl. And the only way I can get him to crawl is by getting on top of him, and, it looks like I hump him. So I literally have to, push his butt forward with my crotch.
You're not helping yourself at all.
Jesus.
Can I ask why you need to teach him how to crawl?
Because it's cute. He's so adorable.
This is not a life necessity.
I think he needs to learn. I mean, look at him right now. He can't even, like, sit in a cage like a normal dog.
Hi, Titus.
So, okay, so I have to try and teach him to crawl, so I have to get on top of him and sort of nudge him forward with my feet and my crotch to get him to go forward, and then he'll crawl. It's adorable. He likes getting motorboated. He likes it when I put my face on his chest. He does. He really does, though. Like,
this is why I saw him trying to bite his hands.
No, because he was getting horny. He's a horny dog. You know that.
Because you rape him on a constant basis.
I do not rape him.
Why do most rape victims become rapists? Because the stuff that gets wired into their heads.
Listen, Vince. I did not rape my dog. Okay, you're portraying me as a bestiality, disgusting.
I'm just calling it like I see it.
Animal Services is gonna come to my house later.
I'm pretty sure that Spanish lady that walked by is gonna call Animal Services on you.
And I'll call illegal immigration.
That's a good point. She didn't speak English.
No, she didn't. She just smiled and was like, "Yee, ay, dos míos." Sorry, that took it too far. But you're also accusing me of raping my dog, so I'm trying to defend myself.
You're deflecting now. Let's blame the immigrants.
Let's blame the Jews. It's their fault.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Well, on that note, speaking of Jews, I guess, sort of. Not really. Doesn't really work. It's not a segue, but it'll work anyways. I'm going to make it a segue. Here's how it goes. The Big Bang Theory may not be real.
What the hell does that have to do with Jews?
Well, I have no idea.
You're making me think of, like, World War II, bombs being dropped on them, like, Big Bang, they're dead. Like, that's the worst segue you could come up with.
Yeah, it was the best I had.
Yeah, that's absolutely cruel.
As a co-host, you're supposed to feed me things so I can segue into other things, and you fed me juice. That sounded a lot worse than
well, maybe you could have continued it. Maybe you shouldn't have put me in a rape scenario that I have to...
You did that to yourself.
I didn't...
Well, you did that to
You
Titus.
brought up the whole raping, pillaging, and...
I just call it like I see it. This is what I get to experience when I come over here.
Now you're making me feel like a delinquent parent. Don't even say it. Just because I got to feed him one night does not mean I'm a delinquent parent.
I wasn't even going to bring that up. I was going to say I don't feel it's delinquent. You pay a lot of attention to it.
I do not. This dog is so bored in my house because I come home from school, I go to bed.
Now you're defending being a delinquent parent just to justify you not raping the dog. Do you see where this is going? Again, downward spiral, dig the hole.
I'm done. My dog is going up for adoption on Craigslist at 6 o'clock tonight.
All right, we're going to wrap this back around to the terrible segue I did and talk about the Big Bang Theory.
I don't even think we can go into the Big Bang now. We went from completely non-serious.
Well, I think dog rape into Big Bang.
By this point.
Dog rape into Big Bang. That's a good segue.
I'm not raping my dog. There's no rape. There's no sexual tension going on here.
Oh, just be glad we don't have a YouTube channel yet.
Oh my gosh.
Because I would so have video of you riding your dog around the living room on there.
No, I don't want to lose my dog. He is my life. I should never have gotten him neutered.
See, that didn't help your cause.
No, okay, whoa.
That did not help your case at all. That was the worst thing to say at that moment.
I did not mean it like that.
I miss his balls.
He still has them.
I've checked.
No, because I would have bred him. Like, with other dogs. Oh my god.
There needs to be more words in your sentence. There needs to be more words.
No, I would have bred him with other dogs because he's adorable and I think I could have made a lot of money. That almost makes me sound like a pimp now. So I'm really going down the tubes with this dog. Thank you, Titus.
Oh. Of course, blame the victim.
So prostitution to Big Bang Theory. I mean, that's, I think, a little bit better of a transition.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my chest hurts. And Vince is crying.
A little bit.
So,
oh, Lordy.
The Big Bang Theory. I you know what? I can't even take this seriously right now. I can't even be like, yes, the Big Bang Theory according to astrophysics. Like, no, I'm just
Hold on, that's fine. You know what? let's not even talk about the Big Bang Theory. I'm going to pull up Yahoo.com. We're going to see what the news stories are right now and just get our mind off of dog
Dude,
days.
did you hear Selena Gomez is pregnant?
I saw that, but I saw it on...
I saw it on the magazine Lifestyle.
Like one of those... It's a flashy tabloid, so I don't
I didn't know if Lifestyle was.
Yeah,
I thought it was on People, though.
That would be one I would actually maybe consider
if she's pregnant, then my dreams are crushed.
Oh, here we go. 3 winners in 564 million Powerball drawing.
No one cares because they didn't win. They don't want to hear about the people who win, especially the one from Puerto Rico.
I don't care about Kanye West. Oh,
Kanye West is a little piece of shit. I'm sorry. I have to go into that. Kanye West accusing Beck of being not respectful or whatever it was when Beck plays how many instruments?
He played everything on it. Like, he literally is the only person that worked on the album.
Exactly.
He
so
sang,
you're going to sit here and say that he needs to respect
it.
the music or something when...
Yeah.
That's why he liked fish sticks.
That guy's a joke. And what was funny was Beck had the best response ever. Because Kanye didn't really commit to it. He left, like, during part of it. Like, he didn't finish his rant like at the Taylor Swift one he did.
Yeah.
It just kind of... It happened and it kind of went away. And Beck's like... I'm just upset he didn't commit to the thing. If he's going to come up here and steal the microphone and commit to it, don't...
So he just jumped up on the stage. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
So that's 2 years in a row he's done that.
Well, not 2 years in a row. The Taylor Swift one was a couple years ago.
Okay, well, if I was security, I'd be like, keep 2 guards on Kanye West off this stage. That's just unprofessional. That's rude. That's disrespectful. He's making a fool out of himself. It proves the point of South Park that he likes fish sticks in his mouth. Like, you're supposed to laugh. What a great host we have here.
I don't watch South Park. I want to bring something up. I don't know if you've noticed this lately, but there's been a lot of crazy like shootings and murders in like Pasco County, Newport Richey area lately. A lot.
Well, let's think about this, Vince. PB and Jib cannot sleep well as it is. And now you're going to tell him, I'm speaking in third person for you, audience listeners, that there's a lot of murders and shootings in Pasco County. You think that makes me feel great right now?
Well, you're not in Pasco County, are you?
I don't know. I'm in Florida. I think I'm in Pasco, not Hillsborough.
You might be in Pasco, but you're on the east side of Pasco. This is all on the west side of Pasco.
What side? All right,
it's just nuts, though. Like, everything going on in Pasco County is just going crazy, dude.
Let's talk about Clash of Clans.
That's an odd segue.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about it.
Wait, real quick. Actually, I want to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
Because I know you may not agree with his viewpoints. So, did you hear that Jon Stewart is stepping down?
I did hear about that, but I don't know why. I saw it last night briefly, but I don't know as to why he's stepping down.
He's just retiring.
Well, I don't have an issue with that.
Well, what do you think about who might replace him? Because they're losing.
They just lost
Stephen Colbert.
Because
he's taking over for David Letterman.
Who's the black guy that does it now?
I have no idea.
There's a black guy that does a show around the same time.
I know who you're talking about. He used to be
I don't know his name.
He used to be on Daily Show.
Yeah, I think so.
As one of the correspondents.
But that's the thing that a company has to look at. Because they're both on Comedy Central, right?
Yeah, well, they were.
So you have to look at a news network or comedy news network in this situation needs to understand that, hey, these guys aren't going to be here forever. Who's going to come up with their place? When someone leaves, they need to have 5 people in their place ready to go. And Jon Stewart is probably tired of it. I mean, honestly, would you want to talk about politics every day and at the end of the day know that nothing's being changed? I mean, that would be exhausting for me. It'd be frustrating for me. Like, yeah, you can be comedic about it, but it gets old quickly. It's the same show, same style every time.
The thing I appreciate about Jon Stewart, and a lot of people are like, oh, he's a coward. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. He was always pandering to his audience. He really didn't. And the main thing is...
He was an ass, but it was hilarious.
He had no problem just... Like, he would explode on certain topics. And it was like, are you kidding me? But the best time for Jon Stewart was not even on a Daily Show. It's like when he went on Bill O'Reilly's show and basically put Bill O'Reilly in his place. And then he went on... Oh, shoot.
Well, I was watching one last night. It's whoever that black guy is.
I actually have a story once you're done.
Okay. Well, what he was asking was, so recently there was a case, I don't remember what state it is in, I can't remember. But it had to do with there was a dad who was arrested because his son played hooky in church and didn't get on the church bus. And so they found him at the dollar store. The kid called the police, and the police arrested the dad for child negligence. So it's been happening a lot more. Or like this dad let his kids walk home from school, which was a couple miles away. Yeah. He got arrested for it. So he brought up the question, what is discipline? And some of these answers I heard from the other people that were there on the show blew my mind. Because when I was a kid, you got spanked. You got your ass whooped if you misbehaved. You know, as you got older, the whoopings got worse. Now, I'm not saying I was abused because I never was. But my punishment was equal to my offense or my crime or whatever you want to call it. So, you know, if I tried to act big and tough when I was 16, my dad would get big and tough with me and show me, like, hey, and I learned my lesson. You know, it took me a couple hundred times, but I learned it, you know, and so to me, I think that when it comes to parenting, I'm not saying, you know, beat the shit out of your kid. I think that's taking it way too far, but, you know, a physical repercussion is usually going to stick in someone's mind more than just speaking to someone. You know, if you just say, hey, don't do that, that's bad, you know, don't cross the street, they're probably going to cross the street and get hit by a school bus. You know, well, if you spank them afterwards, you know, after they do something like that, you know they're going to think twice. It's the same concept with the dog. Yeah. You know, it's classical conditioning, but with a human.
Yeah, I can tell you that from when I was growing up. I used to get spankings, and then when I was about 12 years old, I stopped getting spankings. My parents thought it was too much, and it
you take advantage of it.
Oh, it epically changed everything, and I just lived my own life at that point. I was my own person. Everything changed. I took full advantage of the fact that my parents were no longer disciplined.
But the fact that you can't discipline your who is the okay? I do agree. Yes, there are extreme cases where you do take it too far. There are cases like that happening. But who are you to tell me that I can't spank my kid at the grocery store because you think it's abuse? I'm spanking my kid because he's misbehaving in the grocery store. He deserves it. So now they're going to call Child Protective Services. I'm going to get charges placed on me. That's bullshit. At the end of the day, who is the government to tell me how to raise my kid? Who is the government to tell me, you know, what I can and can't do? I think that's wrong. You know, I do think that obviously if your kid is getting bruised, you know, showing up with bruises, then yes, there's a problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they got black eyes and, you know, cuts and scrapes and bruises and broken bones and stuff, you're taking it obviously too far. But I used to get spankings, and there'd be times I couldn't sit down for a couple, you know, it'd be 15, 20 minutes, my butt was raw. But I never was hit anywhere but my butt. I was never spanked anything harder than a belt. And that's just how it was.
But look at who you are because of that. So, you know, our parents were like that. Our grandparents were like that. Their grandparents were like that. What has happened between our parents?
I can tell you. That's easy. It comes to two words. Political correctness. The world becoming PC changed everything. Everybody's so worried about hurting everybody's feelings. That's why we have participation medals. Oh, your team got scored on 40 times in a football game. 40 touchdowns to 0.
Did you hear about that basketball game?
Which one? Oh, the 2-0, yeah.
No, it was like 100-2 or something like that. Something ridiculous.
Heard about that one. I heard about one where Alabama and another team, I forgot why, but something happened and only 1 point was scored. Like one shot was scored, all the rest they just kind of like walked around for the rest of the game.
No, there was one.
It was some kind of protest. I don't remember. But.
No, there was one where the team scored like 100-something points and the other team only got 2. And the coach got fired. But he's like, what can I do about it? I'm not going to tell them to stop trying. You know, I don't know his exact words, but he essentially said, you know, I put in the worst players on a team and we still kept scoring. Well, there's nothing I can do about that.
How many times do you hear, like, and this happens actually to Pete Carroll.
But you get punished for overachieving?
Yeah, the head coach of the Seahawks he's been lambasted before for, you know, they're ahead in the game by 2 touchdowns and they're still trying to score another touchdown. Why are you trying to run up score? I'm not running up the score. He had the same issue when he was at USC because he used to win games like 96-14. But, like, what am I supposed to tell my guys to stop? I've already put in my second string, and they're scoring on them. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Tell them to lay back and just run the ball? No, they're going to play their game. But that's what I'm saying. I hate participation medals. I hate not keeping score. I think that's a stupid thing. My son plays football right now. They don't even keep score.
Don't want to play.
Exactly.
That's like saying, hey, I'm gonna go do a job, but you don't need to tell me how much money I'm making. I'll just do it. When the money shows up, I'll take. I mean, that's stupid.
Well, that's to me. It legitimately is like I'm gonna go work a job for free.
Yeah.
Because nobody's a winner.
There's a reward system with that. Like,
well, it's just like because he plays the same team every week. Like that's the way the league. It's a little league. It's a little Pop Warner flag football league. He plays the same team every week. They switch who's home and who's away, who's home and who's away. Mm-hmm. But he's on the Dolphins team and the other team is the Steelers. Like, you have the epitome of both issues of extremists there.
Yeah.
You have the coaches that are like, oh, it's just for fun. We're not going to keep score. We'll let them each rotate around.
It's not.
And play different positions. And then you have, on the other side, you have a coach who literally has a playbook. These guys practice 3 to 4 times a week.
Good.
And but it's almost militant. Like I'm saying, it's the extreme side.
Good. Show those kids to be winners. Don't show them anything else.
He's showing him, like I said, he's on a militant side of it.
That's fine.
That's not fine.
I was in the military. I'm okay with
exactly. That. And look at how you are now.
Apparently I raped my dog, so.
Exactly.
I'd say which is all lies.
You see where the military goes to? I'm taking video next time.
No, you're not, because I'm not doing it again. I wasn't raping him. I was teaching him how to crawl.
You heard it again. He's not going to do it again. Keyword.
On to Clash of Clans.
All right, let's talk Clash of Clans.
All right, so let's talk about... Can you please pull up Supercell? So...
Supercell?
Yes.
Oh, no, what the hell's going on?
Supercell, on your computer.
Hey, come back. Your warriors need a leader. Something happened with my Clash of Clans.
No, you haven't attacked, that's all. So, all right.
Where's your computer? Why am I the only one doing the work?
Because do you want me to go get it?
No, it's fine. I got it.
All right, so...
wait, real quick. I'm sorry. I had a story that came up, and we'll talk about Clash of Clans in a second. You talked about, remember the bot issue you had on Tinder?
Yes, it's gotten out of control.
Well, here's part of the reason there's bots. There's a story about women. There's a website that talks about all the horrible stories where guys are just, when they don't get a response back, how they respond in these horrific and hostile ways.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a site called By Phillip. Well, these women... They were curious about, like, how many guys are actually hostile? So they built a robot Tinder account. Mm-hmm. And 1,007 guys got matched up with this Lisa that they invented.
I was probably one of them.
And it asked, they were like, how many of those got hostile? Now, they were expecting it to be most of them. 0 guys out of 1,007 that were matched with her got hostile.
Well, I usually just unmatch it. Because when it's a bot. I'm assuming that's what's happening. When it's a bot, you're probably going to unmatch it. I just report it and then unmatch. All right, so...
What was it, supercell.com?
No, it's just... I'm looking up the statistics on Supercell. So Supercell, for all those who don't know, make a couple games. They make Boom Beach, Heyday, and the most popular Clash of Clans. Currently, I do play Boom Beach and Clash of Clans. But I was really interested in early of 2014, they came out with the gross revenue of Supercell, which was $829 million in revenue. 829. So that's just what we know. And that was back in 2014. So this company is a well over $1 billion company off of an app game. So that really tells you how app games are developing, how they're becoming better. But the company is valued at over $3 billion now. $3 billion.
That's a lot of money.
For an app game. Now, granted, look how much money they put into the game. I mean, there's a good amount of money into developing that game, but they're obviously making a lot more. It's estimated, I think, they make around $5 million a day on that game. Or on all their games. But
I'm pulling up their Wikipedia right now to see what that says.
I just looked it up on Forbes.
Because nothing says legitimate answers like Wikipedia. Helsinki, Finland.
Right.
Interesting.
If you hear swords in the background that is Vince playing Clash of Clans. So,
yeah.
For those who have never played the game, or older people probably aren't going to be interested in it, but a younger generation game, it's a fun game.
Liam Neeson plays it.
Liam, there you go. It's not Nielsen, it's Neeson.
Whatever, I'm white.
He's white too.
He's European.
He's okay. Regardless, Liam Neeson plays it. If you haven't seen the new commercial,
I'm
but
American.
It's a little fast paced at the beginning when you first start playing. As the longer you play, it does take a little bit longer for upgrades. It's not something that should deter you from playing the game. It's one of those games that, this sounds really pathetic, but it gives you a sense of accomplishment. But, it is fun. It's one of those games that you don't have to be on all the time. You can get on, collect your collectors, get off, do what you need to do. Like, it's not the end of the world if you don't get on.
Yeah, I really appreciate that part of it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it is a really fun game. And I enjoy it. I've been playing for a year and a half now.
Well, you want to know something funny?
Huh.
Well, one, they have a new game out called Spooky Pop. I don't know what the hell that is.
All the newer games that has come out aren't very good.
Boom Beach
is huge.
Surpassing Clash of Clans.
Well, wait.
But it says here why. It says due to their extensive advertising for it, that game, not so much in the sense of how many people are playing it, in the sense of its growth. Like Clash of Clans, it took so much time to get to where it's at.
Yeah.
Boom Beach is doing it so much faster. But again, it's because they've made so much money.
The reason why Boom Beach is better, I think, becoming more popular, is it's even more relaxed than Clash of Clans. So,
really?
In Boom Beach, you get one builder. Sucks. You can't have any more than one builder. But the upgrade times are usually no more than, 12 to 18 hours, from what I've seen so far.
That's good.
And literally, you do not have to attack anything. You don't. In Clash of Clans, to advance in the game, you do have to attack people. You have to collect loot. You have to do it at some point. In Boom Beach, you technically don't need to do much. Also, in Boom Beach, there's no thing as rushing. So in Clash of Clans, if you rush your base, you're screwed. You won't be able to play the game because of loot penalties. On Boom Beach, that's not really the case. You are capable of rushing all the way to the max town hall or headquarters in that case, and not be worried about not being able to play the game.
Yeah.
Because, if you go to Town Hall 10 right now, Vince, you're screwed. You won't be able to farm the resources you need to make the stuff you need.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm stopping at 4. Like, I'm not going to go up to 5 for a while. I'm building up everything else.
That's another thing. Like, people, it blows my mind when I go on and I look at people's names on Global and I view their profiles, and I'm just like, how much worse could you have rushed? And they will sit there all day and be like, I didn't rush. And I said, you didn't finish your walls. And they're like, well, walls aren't important. And I was like, go look at the top 200 players. These guys would not spend thousands of dollars on walls if they weren't important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't spend, I think it's like $13,000 to fully max a base. It costs 1.1 million gems to fully max a base from 0 to 10.
That's insane.
Yeah, so I probably would have done a YouTube video of doing that if I won the Powerball. Just for shits and giggles. I mean, how awesome would that be? But, yeah, so I suggest playing it. It's one of those good games. You can play it while you're going to the bathroom, or you can play it while you're cooking, taking the dog out. It's just a fun game. I'm actually playing it right now. It does have a lot of cool features. There is a new update that is supposed to be coming out sometime. There are no sneak peeks today. Or, what's today, Thursday?
Yes.
There might be a sneak peek today. Let me look. There's talk about a new update, a large update that's coming up. If that happens, I don't know. Supercell has said nothing about it. But if it does, it would be a game changer for the game. There's been a lot of talk about a new type of... there's been a lot of talk about a daily challenge or weekly challenge type of thing. There's a guy that spent bukus of hours coming up with this idea, hosting it on the Clash of Clans forum. I read through it briefly last night. It's very good. The guy spent a lot of time into it, a lot of thought. I mean, it was pages and pages and pages of information. It looked like a research paper at the end of the day, but longer. So that's one thing. You know, if they implement that, that would be a game changer. You know, it would be very interesting to see where Clash of Clans goes, because there's other games coming up trying to imitate it, and so Clash of Clans needs to stay ahead of the game. They need to do that to keep the people that they have, because it is a money-making machine. You know, so I don't know what's going to happen. One theory is that they're going to lower the price of walls, because right now it's costing me $3 million per wall. Okay, so I'm not doing walls anytime soon. But right now it costs me $3 million per wall. So the question is, if Supercell does, if they do lower the price of walls, there's going to be an outrage, because there's people, thousands of people who spent a ridiculous amount of money on these walls. So what they're going to do is they're going to go back to Apple and be like, hey, I want a refund. Apple will have to give them the refund, take the money from Supercell. Or, you know what I'm saying? So it becomes very problematic. Apple doesn't want to deal with that. Android or Google doesn't want to deal with that. So the big question is, will they lower the price of walls? Will they make a Town Hall 11 within the next year? If they do, that would be game-changing. They would have to make the map bigger, new defenses. There's a little bit of talk about level 8 mortars, or not level 8, my bad. New mortars for Town Hall 10 and new level cannons. I have an issue with that because it's already hard enough for ground troops. I think air troops are overpowered right now. You're sitting there like I'm talking.
I'm so far behind you right now in that game. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm level 118.
I just upgraded my barracks to level 4, and I have a goblin now. And I'm like, ooh, look at the little green guy.
All right. Well, so, I'm a level 118.
Oh, speaking of which, how did my battle go?
All right. So I'm a level 118. There's a little bit of talk about what the update is going to include at Town Hall 10 and Town Hall 9. I think that the air troops are extremely overpowered, specifically the balloons and lava hounds. You can destroy a nearly max Town Hall 10 with lava hounds if you're smart and balloons. So I think that they need to up the air defense. There was a little bit of talk about a new level dragon. So if that does happen, air defense needs to go up and needs to not be taken out by lightning strikes, because it's too easy and too quick now. So I'm interested to see what happens. We got a war today in 4 hours and 59 minutes, counting down. So hopefully we win that, because we lost the last two. The last one we lost by one star. So also, last thing on Clash of Clans, they're talking about updating the war system. I don't know if this is going to happen, but what the theory is, 33% is 1 star, 66% is 2 stars, and 100% is 3 stars. That would be a game changer, because there's a lot of times when you use a lot of hounds and dragons, you get 75%, but you never get more than 1 star. So that will be interesting. It will be frustrating for me, because to me, I put my Town Hall in a position where everything's going to go around it, so you could potentially only get 1 star. We'll see what happens. I'm interested. I'm excited. Hopefully the update comes out within the next week, or at least they come out with some sneak peeks. But that's all I'm going to talk about Clash of Clans and Supercell for today. As you can tell, this is the most knowledgeable subject I am on, which is rather pathetic. So we will switch it over to Vince right now.
We need to get you out of the house more.
What? I love this game. I played outside the house. I played at school.
That is true. You do play it there, too.
I played in the toilet while I'm going to the bathroom after I eat their chicken nuggets. I mean...
Ugh.
Oh,
chicken nuggets. We won't go there.
But no, it's a fun game. You know, it's not like I sit there for... Okay, there are times where I have sat there for a few hours playing that game. Actually, all right, this is going to sound pathetic.
I can't say a whole lot. Go on. I do crossword puzzles for hours on end.
Okay, the worst thing I've ever done is I was pushing from gold to Champion League. The problem was I was Town Hall 9. I couldn't get offline, or else I would get attacked and lose trophies. So I had to stay online. They kick you off, I think, after 6 hours. It might be 8 hours. I got kicked off 3 times before I went to bed.
That's 24 hours.
If it's 8 hours. I think it might be 6 hours.
Okay, that's still 18 hours.
I took a break in between the last kick. But to be in the road to champions over those 2 days, I got kicked off 3 times.
All right. Well,
Mind you, I was cooking one-handed. I was doing dishes one-handed. I was going to the bathroom one-handed. I did not let my phone out of my sight. Granted, I didn't have a dog at this time, so it wasn't necessary to feed another being.
Do you hear that, ladies? You can multitask.
Well, after the Clash of Clans talk, I don't really think this is going to get me very far with any ladies.
Believe it or not, though, there's quite a few.
There are. I will show you. I'll actually
no. We're not. We're going
no.
to stop right there. We're going to move on.
Okay.
It's like I don't want to delve more into this.
Oh my gosh, they have the top 10 good-looking women in Clash of Clans, and I was like, "There's no way." And you can go to their clans and look them up.
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh my goodness, if this is really you, or someone photoshopped the shit out of you to make you look this good. You're originally a piece of pizza, but now you are a model." So
well, the one thing I wanted to bring up is I know you're not real familiar with the world of professional wrestling.
I want to go to Hogan's Beach.
Yeah, it's definitely something I want to check out too.
You haven't been?
I haven't been yet.
Wow.
Yeah. But
I've heard it's a place to go.
It seems awesome. It looks great.
It does.
But here's the reason I bring this up is because a good friend of mine goes by Michael Patrick. He is one of the big guys. There's let me give you a little background on myself. For 4 years, I was actually a professional wrestler myself. I was.
Gay.
I did it for 4 years. I was wrestling 6 days a week. As a matter of fact, it was about 7. It was 7 times a week because Sundays we usually wrestled twice. We'd wrestle every Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday nights. They were actually running weekly shows. Tuesday nights was ACW down in Newport Richie at Bourbon Street. Wednesday night was my show, Innovative Wrestling Experience, that I did with my brother-in-law at the time. We did it Wednesday nights at the American Legion. Thursday nights was Elite Wrestling Entertainment. That was run by two of the guys that got me into business, Buck Quartermain and Steve Madison. And that was done at the Cuban Club on Thursday nights. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there was
Cuban Club in Ybor?
Yeah.
Okay.
And no matter what, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you could always find shows. And typically Sundays, you could usually wrestle 2 shows. There usually like an afternoon show and then a night show. So I was wrestling 6 to 7 times a week. It was great, and the wrestling business was awesome back then. And then it just kind of died off. Well, recently there's been I can't say huge, but there's been a much better a resurgence of the independents. And I say that because back when I was doing it, most of the guys that wrestled were glorified backyarders. They wrestled in Jinko shorts and a t-shirt and tennis shoes. They didn't have gear. None of them were trained. You know, it was scary. I mean, I got injured a lot because these people didn't know what they were doing. Nowadays, these shows have become, there's not as many shows, I would say, running, and nobody runs weekly anymore, but the product is so much better because so many more guys. Once WWE moved their school down here, they actually took over the school I was training at. It was Steve Kern's School of Hard Knocks. It became FCW, which then became NXT. Once that came down here, the level of talent just increased overall. Like, people are trained, they're in shape, they've got real wrestling gear on, they have real legitimate characters that they've really worked on, and they take it seriously.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to really push Uproar Pro Wrestling. My friend Michael Patrick is one of the guys that helps run that. There's some great guys there. They got a show coming up April 11th. And this one's going to be, it's got a 20-man fast track rumble in it. It's called Uproar Pro Wrestling Danger Zone. It'll be Saturday, April 11th at the Verizon Event Center in Newport Richie, 8718 Trouble Creek Road. Jay Lethal, former TNA World Heavyweight Champion, is the head trainer for the Uproar Pro Wrestling Academy, as well as he will be at this event. Also, there's a very good chance that the Maniac Mason Ryan, former WWE superstar, will be there. He did show up and return to Uproar Pro Wrestling on the January 20th show that just passed. So,
well, I know nothing about wrestling. I mean, the only thing I know is on deployment at the Chow Hall, when the TV worked, we got the, what is it, AFN, the military.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, and the only station we watched pretty much was wrestling. So that's all I know about it. But they do take it seriously, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, the WWE, to me, the WWE product has kind of lost a little bit of what it was. But the NXT, their what is basically their farm league, is phenomenal right now. The guys coming in that are just leaps and bounds above the actual talent that's on the main roster. I think the shows are just so much better. There's passion there.
Well, it's like college football and professional football.
Well, no,
I mean, college football, I think there's a little bit more passion to the game than professional football.
I can't watch college football.
But the reason I think it's more interesting to watch college because they're not being paid to play the game.
That's what you think. But
okay.
Some of them are being paid. That's a whole different conversation. Yeah. But I mean, for me, it's like it's just you can see the new breed that's coming in, and that the old breed that's going out.
What type of breed are they?
No, we're not raping dogs.
Oh. Wow.
You're the one that asked that way. What type of breed are they?
Oh my gosh, man.
You asked.
I am digging a hole that I'm never going to get out of.
Yeah.
This better not become a popular podcast. At least this one. or else I'm going to jail. It does have the best
sound quality, I can tell you that.
Watch it get like millions too, and then all of a sudden the police show up. Child Protective Services, because they think it's a real kid, but it's not. Titus, you're going to be the death of me, boy.
The reason I brought up the whole Uproar Pro Wrestling thing, though, is one, it's a passion of mine that has been kind of lost in me for a while. But also, fairly soon, I'd like to get Michael Patrick and his tag team partner, Leo Bryan, on the show. They're the Dirty Blondes. Okay. They're very old school. I love it. They wrestle in like when wrestling was at its best, the 80s, like, you think of, way back when it was,
before I was even a thought in someone's mind, yeah.
Yeah.
I totally remember that.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah.
It was
I was just perched on a cloud watching.
But the stories, though, like, we had a lot of fun, and wrestling was always great. It was always great for interesting stories, and your dog rape would be way down on the spectrum as far as the
I don't rape my dog. Let's clarify that, Vince. How about you go on the podcast and say, hey, he doesn't rape his dog. It was a joke. I'm sorry. Because people think I'm raping my dog now.
All right. Let me say this. His clothes did stay on.
That doesn't make the situation better. He
was just dry humping the dog. There was no penetration. It was just all across the floor.
I was teaching him
and outside
how to crawl. He likes getting his belly rubbed in my face.
All right. When you yell, look, I'm humping the dog. I'm humping the dog.
It was a joke because he was just trying to hump me like 2 seconds ago.
Where do you think he learned it from, Dad?
Ever since he got neutered, he's been hornier than any kid going through puberty.
Well, stay off his back.
I'm not. Oh my god. Well, for all you people out there, I will tell you, I do not rape or mistouch or do anything with my dog. So, please don't think differently of me.
Next week I'll have photos and video.
No, you won't.
We can prove or disprove this.
I don't do it. What are you going to throw security cameras up in my house?
Maybe.
Jesus.
For the safety of Titus. No, he's a good dog, and he loves his owner, and his owner loves him.
Well, apparently, from what you're saying, I love him too much.
I wasn't going there.
Yeah, but I was stopping there. Saying his owner loves him, but not clearing the waters, saying, hey, he doesn't miss. I'm going to have ASPCA commercials directed towards me now. For 5 cents a day, you could stop a little dog from being raped. You could stop a dog from being raped in America.
I can't
see. There you go. We got a commercial going.
Actually, I'll start a GoFundMe, and if y'all want to donate 5 cents a day, we'll take care of this.
Shit. Whoever won the lottery. Wow.
What?
I don't know. But whoever won the lottery should pay a little money forward to the Jim as a bum fund.
Yeah, apparently 3 people won the over $500 million Powerball.
Oh, except for they're only walking away with $327 million.
No, that would be if one person won it.
So that's what I'm saying.
The 564 will get split up 3 ways, and then they'll split it and then have to take out
taxes, state, federal.
I'm going to do the math.
No, don't, because it's going to get very complex very quick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 3 equals $188 million before taxes.
Puerto Rico doesn't have federal taxes.
They still have to pay the federal tax on the lottery. I looked it up. They're still going to have to pay that on the lottery. Then we're going to times that by basically 0.6666. They're going to get $125 million each.
After state taxes.
Yep. Now, the key is a lot of people think when you take it up front, you never have to pay taxes on that money again. That is not true. Every year you still have to pay taxes on that money.
Why?
I don't know, but it's kind of a
There's
BS,
no way.
It's a BS situation.
There's no way.
Yeah, it's crap. I think it's the most ridiculous thing because the whole point of taking it up front is to get the taxes out of the way. Because if you take it over 30 years, you end up losing half of it. If you take it over 30 years, you lose half. And that's another reason that people take it all up front. Because
there's no way they can legally tax you every year unless you're making interest off your bank account.
I think that's what it is.
So they're and that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
But I would put so much in investments.
I think that's the way to do it. Is to do
well,
it through
continue
investments.
Make your money. Make your money back. You know.
Obviously, smart investments don't invest in.
No, I say risk. Yeah,
like
especially if you're young. If you're young,
vacuum or something.
Huh?
Don't invest in like a sheep vacuum or something.
Well, I'm not saying invest in like individual stocks. Do mutual funds. Do.
I mean, don't invest in stupid like inventions and stuff.
Well, when you go do a mutual fund to a company like Vanguard or American Funds or Pfizer Group. Well, I don't think Pfizer. I think Pfizer was a. If I remember correctly, Pfizer was actually a Ponzi scam. But nope, Pfizer's something else. Never mind. My bad.
I was gonna look that up because I'm like, is it? I know there's one big one that turned out to be really bad, like Enron or some crap, like similar to Enron. I mean, which we all know Enron was. It crap.
Might have been Pfizer. I don't know. Regardless, you go through those companies, they'll pick the funds for you. You pick the fund, they'll invest it in the companies that are doing the way they want it to. But I don't know. I didn't win, so
yeah.
Doesn't matter to me. Although I had a good feeling last night when those first two numbers came out. I was jumping like a little high school girl at the Justin Bieber concert.
Yeah, you hit the first two numbers, and
then it was just like, and go to bed.
But it's funny though because they mentioned this earlier in the week that there's over $3 billion in money still sitting there waiting for people to claim it because people don't even realize you don't have to hit all the numbers to win some kind of money.
Yeah, well, apparently if you hit 2, you don't get shit.
No, 2 doesn't get anything. But if you hit 3,
you get your money.
You get money. No, you get depending on the pot, you get more. Like when
no.
Like
if you get 2, you get like $20. You have to look it up. It's on the Powerball website.
I'm actually gonna pull it up right now.
Because you should get your money back for your tickets for hitting 2.
Let's see here. Yeah,
I don't know.
It's 3 is when you hit it. Oh, if you get 2 numbers and the Powerball, you win. If you get the Powerball number, the 6 number. So if you get winning numbers.
I don't know. I looked it up last night. Because I've never played the Powerball before.
All right, here it is.
So if you get...
Whoa.
What?
Okay, if you hit the Powerball number by itself, that's the Powerball number by itself, and you did the power play, which you didn't do the power play on yours.
You get $4.
You get $4. I think you hit the Powerball.
I didn't hit the Powerball on any of them. Right?
Nope. All right, so the next option is 1 out of 5 and the Powerball numbers, you'd win $4, or if you did the power play, $12. 2 out of 5, you'd gotten $7 or $21. If you got, and that's with the Powerball number. Now
that's saying that you multiply it at 5.
Huh?
You can get a Powerball, or if you do the multiplier, you get it by 5.
Well, that's what it's doing the math right here. It does it for you. If you had the power play, this is how much you get. It was times 3 this time around.
Okay, yeah.
It was times 3 this time around. So, if you'd have gotten 3 numbers out of the 5, you didn't have to hit the Powerball, just 3 out of 5, you'd have gotten $7 back. Now, had you done the power play, you'd have gotten $21 back. Now, if you'd have hit 3 out of 5 and the Powerball, you'd have gotten $300. If you'd have hit 4 out of 5 and the Powerball, you'd have gotten $30,000. Had you hit 5 out of 5 and not the Powerball, you'd have gotten $2 million.
And then if I got them all and the Powerball, I'd be a millionaire.
$500 million.
And I would buy Tinder.
I could tell you that it's probably worth more than that.
I was a joke. I wouldn't buy it.
Why would you? Anyways,
I don't know.
Why would anybody want to? But I can tell you that our next podcast would sound a whole lot better.
Huh?
I can tell you our next podcast would sound a whole lot better.
What do you mean?
If one of us had hit the Powerball.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
We'd have a full-on
I'm
studio.
pretty sure we'd be in the Maldives doing our next podcast off a 150-foot yacht with a private helicopter, and yeah.
What is your take on cruises?
They're stupid.
Why do you think so?
Always like cruises, like
going
Carnival.
On a cruise. Yeah, going on a cruise.
Oh well, I've never been on one, but the problems they've been having in the last year is absolutely ridiculous.
But have you noticed that none of those come from ones that go to Alaska? It's always the ones heading to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
You've not even Hawaiian ones. Cruises to Hawaii. It's always ones that involved technically leaving the country. That, like, you've had illnesses, you've had breakdowns.
Well, that's mainly Carnival that does those. You have an Alaskan cruise that does those. Carnival's mainly the ones that go down to the Bahamas.
Royal Caribbean does Alaskan cruise. Carnival does do Alaskan cruises. The first one that came up, that was Princess Cruises for Alaska. Norwegian Cruise Line.
Yeah, but you have
Norwegian
to also
cruise
remember
lines.
temperatures are a lot hotter or a lot colder up there.
Disney goes up there. So a lot of people do it. I'm just curious why it is that all the issues... Because, again, you've heard about boats breaking down. That's happened more than twice, I believe.
Didn't one of them tip over?
Yeah, that was just on Yahoo. There was one that had tipped over. It's been recently.
Yeah.
But all that happens around the Bahamas, which brings me to: is there something more to the Bermuda Triangle than we think?
I think that should be a topic for next time. We could go into the Bermuda.
I really think we need to do a little bit of research on the Bermuda Triangle a bit more, and we'll talk about that.
I know a lot about it. I used to be obsessed with that, but
yeah, I mean, I think that's a fascinating
you go
thing.
into the whole Amelia Earhart thing. You can go into the 5 Navy bombers that disappeared. That brought up a lot of questions. I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
Take your boat out there and look at your compass go nuts.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I'm wondering if, like, I'm certainly never going to take a cruise.
It'd be really cool to see a cruise ship just, like, chilling and then vroom, gone.
Yeah.
No one would believe you. You'd be considered a psychopath, but I would totally be like, that it's pretty wicked.
And, like, my stepson, his dad has taken him on a couple cruises now. He's going to go on another one in spring break. They've had no issues. They've had fun. It's been great. And if you look at it, statistically, it's still safe.
Yeah.
Yes, there may have been, you can think of like a dozen cases right now that have been an issue. But
what's the same concept with airplanes? Look how many airplanes have flown and not had issues.
Yeah, exactly. It's technically the safest way to travel.
Yeah. It is. Trains are, I think, one of the most dangerous.
I don't know. I just know, like, for me, I don't even want to go to the Bahamas, to be honest. I have no desire. I live in Florida.
I want to go to the Keys.
I live in Florida.
I want to go to the Keys.
It's the same freaking thing.
I want to go to the Keys.
Why?
I want key lime pie.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I hope you're kidding.
No.
Because key lime pie doesn't even come from Key West.
Yeah, but they're known for having really good key lime pie down there. Trust me, I watch the Travel Channel all the time. I'm straight, by the way. And Food Network.
You know you can get really good key lime pie at Publix.
Yeah, but I want key lime pie from the Key Lime Shop down in Key West.
You know, you could also go to Universal Studios, go to Margaritaville, and it's the same key lime pie.
Just take
There's really nothing in Key West but gay people and giant carnivals.
They have really nice sand.
The nicest sand in the world is at Clearwater Beach. In the world. The number one beach in the world is a couple miles from here. Clearwater Beach.
It's like a 30-minute drive, bro.
Okay, how far is Key West?
I've never been there.
9 hours.
I've never been to Clearwater.
Okay, well, if you're talking about really nice sand, go to Clearwater.
Chill.
Key West.
I just like the idea of it, okay? Travel Channel made it sound really enticing. So I want to go there to get my key lime pie and ride a horse.
Was it Travel Channel or was it Bravo?
I don't get Bravo. I tried.
Heard that, ladies and gentlemen, he tried to get Bravo.
No. Is Bravo the one owned by Oprah?
No.
Oh, well, I tried to get on the Oprah one.
That's OWN.
Yeah, I tried to get on
Network.
OWN because
Does anybody realize the ego right there, just in the name of her channel, OWN?
Well,
like, I own you, I own the world.
No, she doesn't. That's why South Park makes fun of her all the time. They talk about her vagina that talks, and it's really disgusting, and it fights back, and then her anus talks too, and they're fighting each other. It's really funny. Regardless, that's why I love South Park. But no, I tried to get on OWN, on Oprah's Network because they had Shark Tank on there, and I was trying, or not Shark Tank, Undercover Boss.
Oh, okay.
And I really wanted to see the episode, and I was like, "Damn you, Oprah!"
Probably on Hulu or something. You can probably find it on there.
Yeah, but I don't have a subscription.
No, Hulu's free.
No, it's not.
There's Hulu Plus, which you pay for, but Hulu free, it should be on there.
No.
But speaking of talking buttholes and Valentine's Day.
Oh, did you see the chocolate molded buttholes you can get?
Exactly what I was going to talk about.
Oh my goodness! I was like, that is, and they even had the mold showing in the picture. I was like, oh,
it was disgusting.
What was that?
You can actually get a chocolate mold of your butthole.
Why? Where's the point of that?
I guess a breakup thing on Valentine's Day. I guess that's the only thing I can think you would use it for, is to break up with somebody.
Like,
here's what I think of you, and you can lick my asshole. Here you go. Like, that's the only thing I can think of, and I apologize. I just knocked the table and it shook our mics. But why would you think that's a good idea?
You know, you can get penis chocolate helmets. You can get little helmets, like Viking helmets and shield, like all sorts of cool gadgets of helmets that you can put on the tip of your penis. No joke.
This is ridiculous. It's funny because another guy I actually want to have on the podcast with us is my friend Dan, who also used to wrestle with me back in the day. Well, he also was a manager for the last 15 years at the Todd. So he's got
So he gets chocolate anus gifts for...
No, I don't know if that's actually available at the Todd. I think you have to go to that particular company, and then you have to, like, go there and have them mold your ass out. Todd's an adult store. It's the most famous one in Tampa. It's the biggest one in Tampa.
Ah.
So... he's got some fun stories too. He actually said his best stories come from just the management and how they run things and all the little inner business stuff. He said that's better than what the people that come in there. He said, but there's definitely some characters that come in there.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Yeah, of course. It's an adult store.
Huh.
And it's right next to a strip club.
Man, I can see people having lightsaber fights with giant dildos. That's what I would do.
I was about to say, are you fantasizing again?
Oh. I'm done talking for the day. You'll hear me next on the next podcast. Good night.
All right. Well, on that note, we're actually at an hour and 17 minutes, so we'll go ahead and I guess we can call it now. We'll go ahead and sign on out. So,
Power Rangers out. All right, I'm done.
Yeah, you just lost so many cool points. All right.
I think I lost those with the rape, but continue.
That's true too. For my colleague Jeremiah Holland, I am the SuperBeard Vince Hoover. As always, check us out, facebook.com/SuperFan Chronicles.
Why don't I get a cool surname?
You have one, PB and Jib. Can I tell it?
My Sir Jeremiah Holland. Why wasn't it PB and Jib Jeremiah Holland or like PB and Jib the Jam and Jam sandwich?
Somebody's chocolate molded butthole's hurt. I apologize. Mr. PB and Jib Jeremiah Holland would like everybody to know that he is named after a sandwich. Yeah, that's
all right.
That's a story for another
Follow
day.
Follow me on Twitter at PBandJib3 or PBANDJIB3.
And of course, you can follow me at SuperFan Podcast. And as always, catch us out where you can download and stream our podcast at superfanchronicles.castmate.fm. And we thank everybody for listening and have a wonderful day.